13 of Super Rugby has started today. We have 4 South African games, 3 tomorrow and 1 on Sunday. Our sport editor Garen and chief writer Rob are joining me yet again to let me know what their predictions are. Hopefully they get more right than last week. How are you guys?
Hi, how you doing, Jen? Very
Good.
Well, thanks.
Good. I didn't actually mean that. I think you only got 1 wrong last week.
Yeah, no, we've been pretty good in the last couple of weeks.
Not always the case.
Garen, why don't you take us through the first match that's happening tomorrow?
Okay, so the first game from a South African point of view is a big match. It's the Sharks on their 3rd match of their overseas tour. They're in Christchurch against the Crusaders, who've won the tournament 7 times.
Oh, jeez.
Not an easy match at all for the Sharks, coming off their defeat to the Brumbies last weekend. They really need to get back on the winning trail, but a difficult place to visit for sure, Christchurch. The Crusaders, from their point quickly, they're missing Israel Dag and Kieran Reid, so those are 2 big losses for them. I think just the absence of those 2 gives the Sharks a chance. I don't expect them to be nearly as bad as they were last week. It was one of the worst games, I think, from a tournament point of view.
Yeah.
They lost to the Brumbies, very uninspiring rugby. I expect them to be better. We've got Yanni du Plessis and Beestam Torreira playing their 100th matches, so something to play for there for sure. I'm sure the Sharks will be up for this game. Jake White, I'm sure, would have had stern words during the week for them. Like I said, they can't afford to lose too many more games. They've got teams right behind them in the log that will overtake them, and we've spoken many times about how important it is to finish in those top 2 spots in the log to guarantee a home semi-final and then hopefully a home final. So the pressure is definitely on the Sharks. I'm going for, unfortunately, the Crusaders to win.
I was going to say, the Cheetahs
not Cheetahs, no. The Crusaders to win, but I think it will be very close. I think, the Sharks will pick up a bonus point for losing by fewer than 7. I'm going to go for the Crusaders by 4.
All right, Rob, do you agree? Are you going to turn your back on our South African team?
No, I've gone exactly the same as Garen. 4 points. 4 points in it. I think that the Sharks will be right up for it. I think that Bismarck du Plessis said after their last match that they did need to go back to the drawing board to some extent, which was a concession that there's something's just not quite right about their template. So I do expect to see a bit of a shake-up, some sort of hopefully some renewed sort of mental energy as much as anything going into this game. Although there are still some worries about people like Frans Steyn, who's been overplayed a lot by the Sharks, partly because Pat Lambie's been on the croc list for so long now, and of course that meant that somebody as versatile as Frans Steyn has had to, when he's not been in that very important number 12 channel, has had to do the fly-half duty. And of course last week he had a bit of a shaky game, so hopefully he comes back into his own. I think if Frans Steyn is really up for it, then the Sharks will have a sniff. History says that they're very unlikely to win. The Sharks haven't won in Christchurch in Super Rugby, so it shows you the obstacle they're up against. I'm a little doubtful, Garen, about Willem Alberts being shifted to number 8. It kind of tells you that they're still going to throw a blunt instrument at the Crusaders. So we'll have to wait and see how the strategy evolves on match day. But yes, I agree with Garen that I think they'll put up a gutsy show, but just not quite be able to knock over the Crusaders at their old bogey ground.